Hey y'all, it's Christy Cook with Teadoddles. It's time for another DIY and Thrifty Fun podcast. I don't know. What did I call the podcast? Who knows? I think it's DIY and Thrifty Fun podcast. Anyway, it's about DIY projects, thrifty finds, like it says. I'd like to say welcome to any new subscribers and welcome back all subscribers. I really appreciate you being here, listening to me talk about all the crafty things I do. I did not get a Tutorial Tuesday posted this week because I had some other deadlines I had to meet, and yeah, I wasn't able to do that, but I will have one coming up next week. It will not be DIY related this time, but will be about making a bag, a simple drawstring pouch. So I thought that would help out some people who like to do those things or learning to sew. So that's what I'm planning on doing for this coming Tutorial Tuesday. But so this podcast is usually not as long as my other podcasts. Not because I don't enjoy the DIY stuff. I do. You can see all my lovely DIY things on this is my DIY board, pegboard behind me. But because those projects tend to take a little longer sometimes. Sometimes I have quick ones. Sometimes they take a little longer. And yeah, I don't always get to go thrift shopping. But next month, I'm sure I'll have a very interesting podcast because next August, the second Saturday in not August, going backwards, the second Saturday in October is the 100-mile peanut picking yard sale. It runs right through our town. My dad and I, well, my parents and I, we go every year since it started, and it's always interesting. We always try to see how far we can get, right? Because you really can't. It's only from 8 to 4, so it's kind of hard to go the whole 100 miles and actually stop and see stuff. So, but we enjoy it every year. We always find some interesting meet some interesting people. Maybe I'll record a little bit to add in with the podcast next time. We'll see how that goes. I'm not good at doing things like that because I feel really awkward filming things around when there's a bunch of people around. Plus sometimes I forget because I'm looking at all the stuff. So we will see how that is. So as usual, this is a Friday evening I'm recording this to be posted on Saturday, and hopefully it'll go up earlier this Saturday because I'm trying to do it a little earlier this evening so I get all the editing done and everything and let it upload overnight because it takes forever to upload on my internet anything. But overnight it seems to go a little faster, I guess because not as many people are on the internet. I don't know, but alright, so I have two finished objects to show you for this one. They involve some of the thrifty finds from the last podcast where I went to that amazing thrift store clear out thing that was happening. I did do a blog post about both of them, and I actually did. One involves the Tutorial Tuesday I did last week. But I'd like to show you them, and I will give you the links down below to the the blog post. I'll get it right in a minute, y'all. Okay, so the first one I would like to show you, this one just went out this Tuesday because this week was the Pinterest challenge blog post that I do. I'm part of a group of bloggers. We do once a month. We find a pin that we'd like to try and actually do it, and so we post together and have a link up, and that one goes out on Tuesday, like at midnight, and instead of Wednesday. But anyway, this time I used the cutting board I bought from. I paid 50 cents for this cutting board, y'all. Look at that. Ooh, y'all, I love that paint so much. So I sanded the icky stuff, well, just smooth, because it needed to be on raw wood. But I tried out this, which I had been seeing everywhere, where you can print and transfer to wood. I used a method that, the lady in the blog post used wax paper to print on. But I didn't have any wax paper, so I used freezer paper, which worked just as well because freezer paper has a wax side to it. So I printed on it, and then you have to be very careful with it because it will smear because it's printed on wax paper. And then you just lay it down on the board and you smooth it with a credit card, and look, it transferred that image right on there. I thought that was really awesome. I got this image from the graphics fairy, and then I went over it, and it's hard to see unless I turn it just right. There we go. Yeah, I went over it and highlighted the tree with some of that fabulous extreme sheen paint in 24 karat gold. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? So I wanted this to be reversible because I can use this in the winter time, and it's not just Christmas, so I could leave it up for the whole season. But on the other side, I wanted something for fall. So this little printout with the pumpkin spice recipe, it's got the different spices that make up the pumpkin spice. And I again used some different color, all the colors I have of the extreme sheen, which is copper, brass, and 24 karat gold. And if you're printing on paper to transfer onto something else, be sure you do the reverse the image before you do that, because I forgot to do that, and then I slapped it right on this wood, and all my words were backwards, of course. So I had to sand it off, which is why I have that double line, because I didn't sand the line off all the way, but I just used it to add a highlight with the gold around the edge like that. So I think it looks cool still. And I just put some ribbon and twine up in the top in this green that's not too, it goes well with both sides. And on the edges I also put the extreme sheen on the edges because I did not sand those. But this is a perfect little reversible sign. It'll take me from fall to winter, and I can set it on my little mantle shelf I have in there. And I just love how it turned out. It was so easy to do, and I really want to try this transfer technique on more things. So I haven't tried it in color yet, so we'll see. I want to see how that goes. So, but yeah, that was this past Tuesday's post, which is usually Wednesday, but that's one finished thing. And y'all, that was, like I said, was super easy to do. So this is the other thing. This was from last week. Yeah, I believe I did this one last week. Because my tutorial Tuesday, I made it. I showed y'all how I painted it. This is the finished object. This is my pattern holder. I made it from an old sewing machine drawer and a record rack. That's what that is, a vinyl record rack. So now it can hold patterns. It can sit on my table instead of my pattern stacked up that I maybe want to do next. Y'all, I have a whole filing cabinet drawer full of patterns. I do not keep them all out, but these are the ones that I plan on cutting out next. And I do that so that I don't forget about them and try to keep myself from jumping on something else and like, oh, I was going to do this next. So, but this is a nice little thing to keep all that straight, and some patterns that I use repeatedly. And then on the inside, I can keep notions and things that go with the patterns. Right now it's holding all my extra zippers I got, and it's also got my tailor's chalk that I use when I'm marking patterns. So all that's right there and handy, and I really love the way this turned out. So I will link to my I was gonna say I also have, it's trying to fall out because I'm moving it around too much. But I put a piece of cardboard, y'all, it's falling apart. No, it's just not meant for me to be waving it around in the air. But I put a piece of cardboard in front of these are some PDF patterns I printed out that I need to cut and tape together. And they were falling like this is doing now because I'm moving it around. So I put just a piece of cardboard right in there to help hold that up. It slides right in. This is probably left over from a paper stack, or it could be from a layer cake or something like that. I keep all of those because they always are useful for things. So that was my other finish, DIY finish for the month. My pattern holder. I'll put all the links to that down below. So I don't have anything in progress as far as DIY goes right now. I'm looking around just to be sure. I'm trying to think. Other than I've been experimenting with dyeing fabric, which is kind of goes with the fabric podcast a little bit, but it's kind of a DIY thing still because I'm dyeing fabric. I guess I could show y'all that, even though it's fabric, it's okay, right? So this is my first fabric that I've dyed. I'm not in love with how it turned out, but it's okay. I will still be able to make something with this. And I just, you can see when I washed it, it wound up tinting the whole thing, which is not exactly what I was going for at first, but it's not horrible. I was aiming for more of an ombre look, which that did not happen. I've got to practice some more with that, but I think once I iron this in, when I cut it into a bag, I think it'll still be cool on the side of a bag like this. So it will still be used to make bags. It'll be kind of a Halloween-y type fall-esque bag. But I just did it on my stovetop and kind of hung the hanger up on a the lip of my stove hood and into the pot, because you have to heat up dye and all that stuff. Plus it says that it's best to add a cup of salt when you have when you're dyeing cotton, which that's what that was. But for some reason I only had half a cup of salt available in my cabinet, so I put that in there anyway. And then I also forgot to put the detergent. It says to put some detergent in there, and I forgot to do that. So that may have helped it if I had have done everything it said. So the next one I'll see. But I feel like it was too bunched down in there, and I need something to hang it in that keeps it straighter so that it maybe goes up more evenly. And plus I had a wooden spoon that I was kind of splashing things up on there. So it'll work itself out, because you know, I'm new to the dyeing thing, so I'm just trying new things. It definitely, I don't consider that a wasted fabric, because like I said, I can still use it. It just didn't turn out exactly how I envisioned, which that happens a lot of times when you're making things. So that is something that is kind of in progress. I do have some other items that will, I can't say they're in progress because I haven't started making them yet, but I have the supplies to make them. So maybe that makes a difference. I don't know. Let's see. These are, oh, I ordered a bunch of different sizes of these eye hooks. When I did my DIY spindle ornaments and I painted them, and I have some smaller ones, but the eye hooks I had were too big for it, so I ordered a bunch of some mini ones, and they were like way too tiny for that. They would twist off every time I tried to put them in the top. So I bought this, which has 3 different sizes of each one. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but they all came packaged like this. See the eye hooks. So I have 4 different finishes and 3 different sizes of each one, and I'll put the link in my show notes. I find it better to do the show notes so I can put everything I need to in there instead of trying to, and just link that down below instead of trying to link everything down below. So I did get this from Amazon, and I don't think I paid but like $6.48 for this, I think. I will put it up on the screen if that's wrong, and the price will be in my thing. So I thought it was pretty good. It came in a little case, and each one was individually in an individual Ziploc, which I'm sure I'll take them out and put them down in the thing. But I thought that was great because it kept it from getting mixed up or losing pieces in transit. So not too bad. But those will be for my smaller spindle ornaments I'll be making. I also got some I'm planning on making some, well, they could be charms or they could be stitch markers. I want to put on the zippers of some of the bags I'm going to make. Because for people who don't knit or crochet and maybe want one of those bags, then they would still have a charm that they could keep on their zipper or they could use for something else. But anyway, I ordered all these. I know this is so interesting. These larger lobster claw things. I ordered them from Chandelier Design on Etsy. Yeah. No, that's not right. I did not order them from Chandelier Design. Why is that sitting here? I actually ordered these from Bijou, Baubles, and Beads. That's where I ordered these from. Here we go. That's the right one. That other one came with it too, but I don't know where that came from. I'll have to look that up. Anywho, I ordered a gunmetal finish antique brass, and this one is supposed to be rose gold. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Does that look like rose gold? Take this other one away. I'm going to take one out and show y'all. It just doesn't look like rose gold to me. It did in the picture. This is going to be... okay. I'm not going to sit here and keep trying to get that to focus. But I'll still use them. I just feel like it's not quite rose gold that I was thinking about or that I saw. But sometimes that happens when you order stuff online, like the color doesn't come through as well. But anyway, so those are for stitch markers, charms, whatever you want to call it, for the bags. That's why I got those. I also got these Jim Holtz Ideology mini book rings. Now, I find these the best thing to hold on to. You know all those discount cards you get, and you can get like a keyring version. I put them on this because this comes open so easy if you need to take one off for some reason. It's also great for keys. It's great for all kinds of stuff because these are much easier to use, in my opinion, than a key ring. So, but I thought this would be cool to, on my larger bags, perhaps. I'm planning on having a tab inside, but this could be on the tab to hold your keys so they're easy to find. So that's just was a thought, and I was looking at different finishes on, and this had a lot of different finishes, so we shall see if I like the way they look in the bag. Then I also got these split rings, which are, I think I just picked these up at Walmart. These will be used on my charms. They didn't have a rose gold one, they had the brass and the gunmetal finish. So, and at Walmart I also picked up these black safety pins, and I don't know what I'm going to use them for yet, but I thought they were really cool looking because they're just black safety pins. So, but I think they could be used for something interesting, surely. So those are all my little findings and beadly bead stuff I got for making charms and for bags and for my spindle ornaments. So next, y'all, I'm having trouble putting my foot down up under here. I can't get situated today. Alright, so next I'm going to show you some things I picked up this evening. I went to Home Depot specifically to get, well, I had a couple things in mind, but this was one of the things. Buckets. Yeah, these little buckets. I got 2 of them. This is to help with my dyeing and with the bleaching that I want to do for some of the darker fabrics. So I needed some buckets. I think those are $3.48 or something like that at Home Depot, but they're useful for all kinds of things. So I also went to, wait, let's finish the Home Depot one first. I'm crazy. I wanted to look at more of that extreme sheen paint because it comes in different colors than the ones I've been using, because I liked it so much. it gives such a great shine, and it doesn't take much of the paint either. So I picked up the silver, the pink tourmaline, that's very bright pink, yeah, aquamarine, and amethyst, which is a darker purple color. So I'm really excited to try these out. The silver I wanted because I had all the other metals but the silver, and actually I think they have some other tones of those metals. I've seen them online, but I didn't see any at Home Depot. So I'm just interested to see if these colors show up as good as the other metallics do. Plus, these are thyroid cancer survivor colors. Again. So I might be able to do something cool for that. And I wanted to show y'all, my mother got me this bracelet. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but the ribbon says Survivor. That's the back of the ribbon. Turn it around. Well, it says Survivor on it. It has the thyroid cancer colors on it. That is a purple, even though it's not, it looks black right there. And she ordered this off Etsy. She ordered one for me and for her. Her ribbon says Hope, because this is Thyroid Cancer Awareness Month. So I really like that, so I'll be wearing that for the rest of the month, at least. And I'll probably wear it throughout the year. So I really like that. All right, let's keep on to talk about what we're talking about. Okay, so what else did I pick up at Home Depot? Picked up this pouring medium because I want to try the paint pouring that I see everybody doing. So I got some of this, and I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try it out on these wood letters. I got an A and a J, which my son's name starts with a J and my stepdaughter's name starts with an A. So that's could be gifts for Christmas. And then I picked up this ampersand because I just like them, and that's the only reason why. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on trying the paint pouring on. I figured I'd try it on something simple first, see how it goes, and then we'll try it on something more complicated. I also picked up these paint sticks because you always need paint sticks to stir paint with, right? And a drop cloth, which I've seen people make some really nice things with this. I thought it was funny that on these particular drop cloths, they have a little sample of how the fabric feels on the outside. I thought that was a little odd for a paint drop cloth, but I don't know. But I got it. This is the smallest one they had, which is a 5 foot by 5 foot, because I want to try some different projects with the paint cloth itself. I won't be spreading it out when I'm painting, although I may need to do it. I'll be doing something when I do this paint pouring, right? Actually, a plastic tablecloth works really good for that. But I got this because I love the color of it, and I want to try some things I've been seeing people do with the drop cloths. So, and let's see, what else do I got sitting over here? Oh, I got a couple of new spray paints to try. So, I've tried the Rust-Oleum spray chalk paint before. I didn't like it that much, mostly because it ran a lot in the first coat, no matter if you're careful with it or not. It was very thin, and I always had to put 2 coats on it, but it turned out okay. It just wasn't my favorite. I preferred the brush-on chalk paint. So they have some new one. It's called Modern Farmhouse, and it has a paint plus primer in it. And this is metallic black. It's a modern farmhouse is what they're calling this line of paint. So I got that one. And then I got this Satin Country Blue paint and primer. So that is something new they had. This is not chalk paint. No, it's not chalk paint. It's just a new line of paint that Rust-Oleum has out. And I love Rust-Oleum spray paint. Spray paint. That's what I use when I use spray paint because it's awesome. I usually use the 2-time coverage. It works very well. Like I said, I just didn't like their spray chalk paint. I just didn't like it. But I always thought I'd try this out because I like the look of it. So we'll see how that goes. The last thing I got was this Rust-Oleum cement paint. And it's not to paint cement with. It's to paint something to look like cement. So I saw a blogger, she didn't use this. She used, it was a paint-on kind that had the texture in it. I don't remember the brand, but she had a plastic horse that she glued to a piece of wood, and then she painted it with the like concrete paint or cement paint to look like a statue, and it looked pretty awesome. And I was like, that's really neat. So I really wanted to try this. I saw this and I was like, I want to try that. You know, it's a spray-on cement paint, which looks like it'll give a smoother finish. It probably won't have as much of a texture as what she used, but I thought it would be interesting to try out. So that was what got at Home Depot. One of my, well, Home Depot, Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, you know, any place like that I love to be at. So I always try to visit. I don't have, Home Depot is the closest store like that I like that's in my town actually. The other ones I have to travel if I want to go to them. So I don't go to them very much because I usually just shop online if I need something like that. So alright, I got a couple more things to show. I picked up at a place called Ollie's we have in town. It's like a big discount warehouse store. They get in all kinds of stuff. You never know what you're going to find in there when you go in there. That's where I usually get the rope for the rope bowls that I make because it's cheaper. It's just cotton clothesline, that's all it is. But it's still cheaper than what I see in the store. About half the price. It's like $3.49 for 100 foot. So, plus I go in there to get my husband more work pants because I can get them for $8 in there. And I just like to go in there and see what they have. I got some bamboo pillows, which I know has nothing to do with DIY, but they're very comfortable. They were $7.50 each. So, yeah, you never know what you're going to find in there. So today, I went in and I found these color pencils. They're premium color pencils. And this is a Leisure Arts brand, which was interesting to me. I've never seen that anywhere but online usually. 30 pencils, artist quality. I paid, well, it said $2.99 on the back. But when I got it there, he could not get the code to scan in for anything. So, I got them for $1.99. Yay! So, there's 30 pencils in here. And I haven't, stickers on everything. Now y'all get to watch me struggle with a sticker. I'm looking around. There we go. I'm going to use a that didn't work because it broke. I've got, y'all. Okay. I've got 10 million things in this house that could cut this open. And why can I not find one right when I need it? I don't know. Now, I'm surprised there's only one pencil broken here. Because I dropped this on the floor in the store. But, yeah. Lots of good colors in there. I wanted to try them out for that price because, oh, I like that they have that color on the end of them. Those are cool. Because they're supposed to be artist quality, so I thought I'd check them out. The color pencils I have here in the background are all like super old Crayola pencils. So, and then anyway, the other thing I picked up was an electric pencil sharpener because I needed one, and this was $7.99. Yeah, so yeah, it got something weird on the bottom. I don't know what that is. Looks like some kind of glitter glue or something. I don't know, but it was $7.99, and I really needed an electric pencil sharpener because all I have is the hand crank one, which is fine, but sometimes you just want to, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that was what I've got, because I do draw and things like that, so I use stuff like that. I do need to do another drawing for the blog, because if you didn't know, if you sign up for my newsletter, you can get access to free coloring sheets, which actually you can use them for other things. I've shown on the blog before how to use them to print on fabric and all that stuff, and you can color on fabric. But I do draw all of them, so yeah, think about signing up for the newsletter for the blog. You could get some free doodles. Now, one more thing I want to show y'all. I got this little mini cinnamon broom at Home Depot because they had them in a bucket right there where you check out, and all I could smell was, I was like, what is that smell? It smells fabulous. It was these. This little tiny thing. I can smell it through the plastic. It smells awesome. It says apple splendor, but it's like cinnamon. It's delicious. If I knew it tasted good, I would eat it, but I know it doesn't. But anywho, it's meant to hang in your car, and I may hang it in my car. I don't know, because I think the hot sun would just take away that smell faster. I'll probably just hang it up in here somewhere, because I used to have a big one of these in the corner, and it lasted forever, the scent of it, you know. But yeah, this is it smells so good. All right, anyway, y'all, I think that's it for today. I'm getting a little loopy because I am tired. Walked around a lot this afternoon, had lots of errands to run. I was supposed to be getting a haircut and an eye wax, but my hairdresser had a sick kid and had to cancel, so I'll have to go see her next week. Anywho, I will be putting the link to the show notes down below, and if you got any questions about anything you saw, please let me know. I like questions, so if you have questions, please ask. I'll be seeing y'all next Tuesday for Tutorial Tuesday. It'll be about bag or just simple drawstring bag construction. And then next Saturday's blog post will be a wild card podcast. I keep trying to say podcast when I mean to say blog post, and blog post when I mean to say podcast. Next Saturday's podcast will be my very first wild card podcast, because it is the 5th Saturday in September. So we shall see what that's going to be about. Are you excited? I'm excited. Maybe I'm not that excited, but I am excited, because I don't know what it's going to be yet. So we'll see what it's going to be. All right, y'all. I'm going to let y'all go before I continue on with my rambling and goofiness. So I will see y'all next time.